Hello everybody, official New York Railfan here. It is officially Ethan's last day in New York, and we decided to spend the day exploring the Class 1 railroads in Western New York. So join me and Ethan as we adventure across Western New York, catching a bunch of NS and CSX action. Our first train of the day would be Amtrak 48 with a new Phase 7 P42 leading.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
The next train right after Amtrak 48 would be the CSX M560. This train was unusually short for an M560. Coming right up behind M560 would be the CSX I-104, coming out of Bedford Park, heading to Baltimore, Maryland, with a classic YN2 AC-44 on the point. After I-104 passed, we decided to head over to the NS Southern Tier to catch NS 264, heading east down the tier. We stuck around for one more eastbound coming out of Buffalo, and that would be the NS 310, which is usually a night train down the tier. This train comes out of Elkhart, Indiana, and goes to Binghamton, New York. After 310 Pass, we decided to head to one of my favorite spots in western New York, Lake Avenue in Blaisdell, New York. Here you could see the South Buffalo Railroad, the CSX, the NS, and the Buffalo Southern Railroad, all in one area. Our first train upon arrival would be the CSX I-017. Our next train after I-017 would be the CSX M566. This manifest train comes out of Detroit, Michigan and heads to Frontier Yard in Buffalo, New York. A few minutes later, CSX I-009 comes racing out of Buffalo, with CSX 911 leading the train. This was one of 3 main targets for the day. After I-009 passed, we decided to get lunch, and then we would shortly return trackside. The next train we would get after returning to the tracks would be CSX M368, coming out of Chicago, going to Selkirk, New York. A little bit later, and CSX M634 would come by with the second target of the day, CSX 1972 leading solo. This train comes out of Columbus, Ohio and goes to Selkirk, New York. The next train a little bit later would be CSX M204. This manifest/auto-rack train comes out of Nashville, Tennessee, and goes to Selkirk, New York. The last target of the day would be CSX I-165. This intermodal train comes off the CPKC in Buffalo. This train originates out of Montreal, Quebec, transfers to CSX in Buffalo, and runs all the way to Bensenville, Illinois, back to CPKC. This train was a target because this train typically guarantees you CPKC power. And today it had two classic CPAC 44s leading the way. The last train of Ethan's trip would be Amtrak 63, the Maple Leaf, coming out of New York City going to Toronto. Today, 63 had a typical P42 leading the consist. And with that, that concludes the 2-week-long trip of Ethan's trip to New York. This trip was by far the most fun I've had ever, probably. We explored a ton of stuff that even I never had a chance to do. So enjoy this photo slideshow of basically the whole trip in a few photos of each day. For anybody curious, we added about 3,250 miles to my vehicle alone from this trip. So, we did a lot of traveling. Anyways, enjoy this photo slideshow. I will see you guys next time. Take care.